All right. In today's video, we are going to talk about how to backup SQL Server Always On Availability Group database. In general, the backup SQL Server Always On Availability Group database is quite complex. So in this demo, we're going to use this community developed by Ola Hallengren, use his group script. So in previous one of the video, I already demoed how to download and install this script. And this script can be also used for backup availability group database. And so in one of the previous video, we set up a always on availability group. So we're going to use that environment for this demo. So mainly it's introduction because in the real world, depends on how complex your environment is. You probably will have multiple databases within one AG, and also you have multiple AG, and you have multiple replica. And let's see the effects regarding the AG database backup. So in general, the SQL Server Always On Availability Group database backup is way complex than other RDBMS counterpart. Okay, for example, the simplest it is IBM DB2 because IBM DB2 only allowed to backup primary, so there's no difference between standalone or HADR header databases, so it always backup primary. For Oracle, the RMAN backup can backup both standby and primary, but it's also relatively simple to set it up. Okay. However, because of the uniqueness of SQL Server, and I think that is why make the Microsoft SQL Server Always Availability Database Group it's way complex because it has both database backup and the log backup, And for DB2 or Oracle, typically you don't have actually the log backup because log just automatic archive from like active location or online location to the archive location in general. So that is relatively simple. And let's see. Yeah, that's the backup AG database is, as I think it's way complex in compared to other RDBMS and also compared to like non-availability group database in the SQL Server itself. So I would like to quote a word by Brent Ozar. He's one of the big guy in the SQL Server user community, and he has a very useful informational website or YouTube. So his words is notoriously complex. Okay, so let me open the a web browser. That is one of his article or blog. So you see how to configure Always On AG backup with Ola Hallengren. That is his post. Basically, some steps, And at the end, yeah, this is you probably would like to read his article as well, because he's the leading experts on this SQL Server. So you see, he said AG backups are notoriously complex. Okay, and you have to know how to back up, and probably also need to regularly do the restore. Okay, and also another leading expert, Kendra, also commented the similar thing. Okay, so And but this video just do a simple introduction. So in this way, we get the spirit. And in theory, once we understand the logic, it's really not that complex. Okay, the problem is the the um, the problem is if we follow the Microsoft documentation, and there's too many variables. That is why causing people confusing. And however, if we really like look at from like not go into the forest and look at the whole picture outside of the forest, you will see it's pretty simple as well. But anyway, so let's continue. So let's look at the demo system. So the demo system, last time we did, we have two servers with a cluster. And also in this demo, we're gonna back up the database, save the database into a shared location. And you can use local location, but in my demo, I'm going to using a shared location. So the shared location can be seen from like different servers. Okay, for example, if I back up to this S drive, it can see from the another server, vice versa. For demo purpose, I created two shared drives just for distinguish which the database from either the database server 1 or from database 2. In the real world, you don't have to have two locations. You can just single share location. So both of them can depends on the backup preferences and to go to that shared location. Okay, so let's look at the last time what we did. Okay, let me open the MSMS, and so I'm going to connect one of the server. So I'm going to create a D1. Okay, let's see, connect. So currently, I'm sitting on this server, the W25D1. We can do it from any server, but for this demo, I'm starting launch the SSMS from this server. So you see I connected. Let's take a look at the AlwaysOn availability group. So we have a demo AG currently is primary on database server D1. And if we expand this, you see we have two replicas. D1 is the primary due to standby. The availability database is demo. We have one available database. And so we're gonna do the backup, okay? And also we can see from the failover class manager on the OS, you can see this is our failover cluster. Witness it is a column row. We have this demo AG, and we can see the resources, so on and so forth. We have two nodes. It's all up right now. So that is last time we built this environment. And if we go to this availability group, right click, look at the properties, and go to the backup preferences. So here is the complexity with our logic, okay? You see, first says where should backup occur? So there's a couple of options. You see, prefer standby, and read this. It has automatic backup. So it's even the automatic backup itself. What does it mean, automatic backup? It's not very clear. So, and second, it is standby only. So this prefer secondary, it is the default, right? So well, let's demo just, or we can use the primary. So the primary, and that means the backup will start from primary. there's a similar like in the DB2. And for this one, and probably people want to use like a differential backup, so that is why they use the primary or from app any. So just from this, you already have so many choice. And after that, they also have a priority. So in this one, we are not going to cover that one. First, we see priority from 1 to 100, and also the exclude replica. So it can be so complicated, and just from those. The reason is because Microsoft tried to build this logic, and into the database. That is why it's so many choice. Okay. So I'm going to cancel this, and let's take a look at what Microsoft documentation is. Okay, so this is the Microsoft documentation, official documentation. So basically saying configure backups on the secondary wrapper of AlwaysOn availability group. We can go through this, the document, and read through those things, like where the backup is occur, which one you're going to choose. And so in this demo, we just leave it as default. So default means we're going to just take a prefer secondary. And so what prefer secondary is typically the backup should occur on the secondary. But if secondary is not available, then they will go to the primary. Okay, that is the default. And regarding the backup priority, they also explained. So so for complex situation, that is the where you can you have multiple replicas. So you can choose whichever is the have higher priority. But anyway, so that is just mention this. So for this demo, we just try to understand the basic. We're not going to. That is why we choose to use Ola's script to do these things. For the if people like to use Microsoft maintenance, plan, this is another choice. But for this demo, we're going to just simply use the Ola script. Okay. So let's go to the Ola's website, and you can see it's called the SQL Server maintenance solution. One of the it is SQL Server backup. So we will download this script, and basically then we just install. And here is after install, we can configure. This is store procedure. So those are parameters, and so we will see which one we're going to use. So we're going to use this one because our attention, like focus, is on the availability group databases. Okay, so although in the SQL Server you may have non-availability group database, but that is not our focus. We're going to focus on the availability group. Okay, so all right, so let me minimize, go back to the document. So we already explained. So we're going to choose a shared location for the backup. Let me go to the my Windows. So if you go to my computer, you see I created a S drive and a D drive. So this is a shared drive. It can be saved from all other servers. Okay, so and as I said, in the real world, we probably just need a 1 instead of 2. Okay, but this is purely for demos. Clearly demo where it goes. Okay, and the backup preference, because we take a default. Let's take a quick look. Okay, so we can run this in. Let's take a look. What does it mean? So I'm going to use a SQL CMD for this demo because SQL CMD is pretty easy to do. Okay, so I'm going to create a demo to W25. Let me connect D2 first. Okay, so I connected the second database. If I run this script, you can see. So when we use this function and see to check if this database it is preferred replica, you see it's give 1. So that means if there's a program, third-party program or automatic script, and connect the database and see, oh, you did like a primary replica, I'm gonna do the backup, okay? And otherwise, they will skip, okay? So let's connect to the another one. So we will run the same command. So let's see what we got. So when we connect the D1, so current D1 is the primary. You can see the D1 is not preferred, okay? So that is the logic. That is all the script. When you run the script is going to check. So, however, if you want backup, if you just simply say, I wanted a backup from this server or this server, they will allow you to do that. This is just purely for the script, like you want to schedule and decide the backup from which server, okay? So FYI. So as I said, I'm not going to cover this priority. So we're gonna let's do use the demo to quickly set it up. So step 1, I'm gonna download and install Ola script. Okay, so go to the web page. So we're going to demo SQL Server maintenance solution. Okay, so that is the SQL backup. All right, it's downloaded. Let's go to the folder. All right, so this is the script, right? So we're going to just open that. So we're going to open. So we're going to go to download the folder. So this is the script. So this is no difference previously when we demo on. So we open this script. We're gonna do the install. So this is basically some variables we can change. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to change C to S drive. So this is for the location. I'm going to see this is my location I'm going to use for my backup from this DB01. Okay. And the rest of them, we don't need at this moment, but in real life, you probably need to do the cleanup, those or other things. And so at this moment, I just take the mostly just default and click execute. So it's created. And so it's actually because by default they create SQL jobs. You can see this the SQL jobs. They have full differential system, full user database, full and log differential, and those things. So the one I'm interested in, these two. Okay, so let's take a look at these two, and we're gonna use this to do the demo the backup. Okay, so let's add it. So you can see in this. So basically, they will run this stop procedure called the database backup, and they have for the database parameters. This is availability groups, all the availability group database. So the location is go to. In my case, it is. Let me use R more clear. Okay, uppercase S. Go to this one. Backup type is full. The rest of them is default. So we don't. We just leave it as default. So, and this is on the DB D1, that is the first database server, and we can do the same thing for another server. So let's we can go to another server to do the same thing, or we can just connect and do the same thing. There's no difference, just install. So I'm going to just simply connect to another server. So this can be done from any server, right? So just install store procedure. So for this one, we're gonna do the same thing, okay? So I'm going to go to this one. And let's scroll down the, let me just close first before, so it maybe get confused. No. So let's do Control. So that is the install for the another server. Similar thing. So we just want to specify the location. So in this case, I'm going to specify T, just for a demo purpose, okay? So this is my shared location, because in the future when we check this backup from, so they just easy for us to check, okay? So now I'm going to execute as well. So it's installed on the second server, and if we go to SQL Server Agent, go to Jobs, those is the jobs. So we're gonna take a look at this one quick, okay? Go to Properties, Step, Edit. So in a real world, so if we're gonna use this to schedule this, then that is where it means the automatic backup, okay? So I'm going to use T, so that is coming from the secondary, another server, D2 server, okay? So let's, okay. All right, so we are ready, I think, to do some tests. So the download install is finished. We choose the backup location. So in this case, I choose S, a shell drive, and the T just for demo purpose. In the real time, if you choose just a shell drive, you just need a 1, or if you use a local, whichever you decide to do. Okay, so in this case, I choose what D1 go to the S drive, D2 go to the T drive. Okay, and then we're going to demo the backup. Okay, as we know early, in our current setting, it's a default. So in the default, let's go back to this one. Okay, so it's default. Let me go to the command window, okay? So in this way, it is more clear. So in the default, let me start with the second server, okay? So in the second server, so let's see, I'm going to do a new query. So in the new query, I said, okay, we're gonna back it up, okay? So I already have something staged here. So I'm going to use this line, okay? So I'm going to just from command line to execute, okay? I can use SQL CMD for more easy, but so for this demo, let's just use SSMS, okay? So let me paste this command. You see this command, it says, run this procedure, and for the database, AG database, availability group databases. So the backup location is going to go to the T backup, that shared location. The backup type is full, and you see here, because when we back up the secondary, right, we have to specify the copy only. So that is the things we also need to understand by reading the Microsoft documentation why we have to use this, because we try to back up from secondary replica. Okay. Before I run this, let's go to the shared location. So let's go to just take a quick look. Okay, so I'm in the share location. This is a T drive. I think I need to make a folder. Maybe not necessary, but just in case backup. Okay, so let's see. Because in that syntax we says T backup, so I'm gonna just make a backup. So there's nothing inside. So I'm gonna do the run the this command and to see what's gonna happen. Okay. Let's make a guess. Let's see. Let's make a guess. If we run this, will the backup? Will the SQL Server perform the backup? Because according to, let's run this query in front of it, okay? Because currently we connected to the secondary server. You can see it, right? In the demo database, it is preferred replica, okay? So that means if we run this command, it should give us, it should back it up, okay? So let's test out. Should it back up and go to this location? So I'm going to execute. And let's go quick. So this is the parameters, and they look like, let's see, successful. It does created the backup. You can see from this output, okay? So let's go to OS to check, okay? So I'm going to OS, backup. So the Ola script is going to create a folder under that. This folder is the cluster name, dollar, and then the AG name. Okay. Then create the database name. Then they create a folder called full copy only. Okay. Then this is the backup. So you see it is on the and it's landed correctly. So let's see. If we switch to D1, do the same thing to see what's going to happen. Okay, so new query and see, let me copy these two lines. So if we understand it correctly, if we do the backup, this shouldn't occur because the secondary replica is available and it is preferred. That is, let's do this. So this is from the primary. So you see the preferred, this is primary is now to the preferred replica. And so, but we still want to see use the Ola script to do this and to see what's going to happen. So to distinguish, I'm going to back up to the S drive. You can do the T drive to check the folder as well, but let's run this one. So I'm going to go. Let's see. The directory doesn't exist. Okay. Let's see why it says not exist. Let me go there, make sure it is. Let me go to the S drive. It is. Oh, I see the issue now. So this is from old previous. Let me delete it. So I'm gonna delete it. This one. So I'm gonna create a folder called the backup. Okay, where it is. New folder. Backup. All right. So create it. Let's run this one more time. You see, it is finished immediately. Although it says successful, right? But it didn't create a backup. Let's double check. So let's go to the S drive and go to backup. You see, it's nothing happened because the Ola script built in the logic. They run this command to see, are you the preferred replica? If yes, I'm going to do. If not, I'm going to skip. Okay. But the confusing thing is they still say successful. So I wish there's some kind of message saying, to saying we skipped, we didn't do the backup. Okay, so that is another story, but it doesn't affect the effectiveness of this like this script. Okay, so now let's I'm going to do a failover test. Okay, so failover test, simply we can just simply using the cluster and do a failover. So you see, use this. But in this demo, I think I'm just physically reboot the server one, and then let the cluster to failover the failover. Okay, so let me just copy this these two lines and copy. So I'm going to shut down the primary server and let the cluster to fail over the database. Okay. So let's see. I'm just run from command line then. So instead of go to the GUI, so I'm going to reboot this server. Before I do that, let's do a host name. So I'm physically on D1, right? So if I run a shutdown, reboot, and then we'll see the the primary database is going to fail over to the DB2, okay, D2. So I'm going to shut down now. All right, so this is the DC server. Let me go to the another server. All right, so this is the D2 server. Let me log on. So this is the server. Let's see. Yeah, you see this is our server, W25D2, okay? All right, so let's continue. So on D2, let me find the SSMS. So, okay. So on D2, let me connect to the database and see that this is demo database always on. Let's see right now. It's still showing D1. It is the primary. D2 it doesn't write, right? So because we rebooted the primary, they should have failed over to D2. But anyway, so we will check it out. Why D2? It is still the. Let me do a refresh. Let's see, available replica. Okay, WD2 is still secondary. So let me pin this. Let's look at the failover cluster. Maybe I just use the failover card to a failover. Okay, so this is the failover cluster row, and go to demo AG, and oh yeah, it says the current owner node is DB02. I don't know why when I rebooted D1 it didn't fail over. So what we're going to do is here. So we're going to do a manual do a failover. Okay. So we're going to failover W25 D1 to D2. So let's see. Okay, so now it is failover to D2. The D2 becomes the primary. Okay, let me minimize this cluster and let's do a refresh. let's see. No, now you can see that D2 becomes the primary, right? D1 is the secondary. So let's do the same test. So what I'm going to do is on D2, I'm going to create a new query. And let me paste. I don't have the command. Let me go to the notepad, get the SQL. So I'm going to get this SQL, right? So this is the SQL. Let's check. So Control V. So right now, if we execute that, so because the D2 is a primary now, so they're gonna give us 0, right? So execute incorrect dot system select. So now it's this one becomes the primary. So let's run a backup to see what's going to happen. Theoretically, if we run the backup, we shouldn't create the backup, right? We'll see. Sometimes, sometimes maybe behave differently, but still, let's do this. So now we're gonna execute this store procedure. And so we said, we want to back up to T because this is supposed coming from the D2 server, okay? So similar thing, backup type, those things. Okay, let's give it a try. So I'm going to give it a try. If we understand this correctly, this shouldn't the backup will successful, but we shouldn't give back it up. Okay, let's see. Yeah, let's see. That's correct. You see, the backup was finished quickly and showing successful, but it didn't back up. Let's double check. Let me go to the share location and go to 2. Let's see. Early when we before the failover, right? We see there's a 1 backup. You see, there's still 1 backup. Okay. So now let's connect to the secondary. So I'm going to connect to the secondary database. That is a D1 server now. So from here, we also, let's see, new query and do the similar thing. So right, so I'm going to run this two line. Okay, copy here. Just test. This is purely test. So if we run the first line, it give us a value 1 because that is the D1 server now. It is the secondary. Give us 1 preferred replica. So if we run this, we can run either to the T drive or S drive. So because I want to just for clear demonstration, so I'm gonna put into the S drive. So make sure this is coming from the D1 server. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to execute, right? So now it looks like the backup successful because we can see later on this, you see this page. Okay, so let's check. So I'm going to go to S1 S server. So they have backup. Somehow I think it's over. Yeah, you see it is it's backed up. Okay, so somehow I think this folder structures didn't create correctly, but still you do see we have the backup successful on the secondary. Okay, it's not on the primary. And similarly, if I do another backup, so if I see backup to the T drive, we will see it as well. Okay, Okay, so let's do this one. I think we should see 2 more backups landed on T drive. Okay, they just the purpose just for uh, for demo. Okay, so in the real world, we don't need like two shared location, but this is purely for demonstration purpose. Okay, because I want to demo which the database is like this two, right, is coming actually from the D1 server, okay? And this one is coming from the D2 server. So, but in the real world, it really doesn't matter from which server, as long as they landed a shared location. Every server like replica can see this. In case you need a restore, is in the shared location, we can do it, okay? Similar, we can do the log backup. So let's just do a quick. So I'm going to just do a log backup is similar, and it just the backup type is log, and also for log backup, there's really no copy only this nature. So let's just do a quick log backup. So I'm going to see. Backup log, going to go to S drive. Okay. Let me see. I'm on. Yeah. So I would like to go to S drive. Just give a. All right. Let's copy this line. All right. So let's do a. I should have created a folder, have log backup. Okay. So let's check. All right. So let's go to the demo. You see, we don't see the we should go to the S drive. We should go to backup log. So you see the log backup was successfully created. All right, so that's basically I would like to demo, and so hopefully this can simplify the concept of this complex topic. And before we end this demo, so let me see what earlier I said forest. So give me 1 sec. All right, so let me open a Paint and to illustrate what I try to. Oh, I don't have Paint. Oh well, don't have Paint. Let me see which server I could have a Paint. Let me go to another one. So let me go to this server to see if I have the Paint. Oh, this one have a Paint. Let me remove the one last time, last video. So basically, the logic, if we look at it from outside of the SQL Server, and the logic is pretty clear. So let's see. Let's use a diagram to see it. See, for example, F server 1, server 2, and whatever server are we going to have, right? And server n. So this is, for example, a set of always on availability group. So if we look at this from outside of these servers, for example, we have a script or a program. We is going to let's see. So let's see, we have a script here. So the script itself, if this script thread have the logic, okay, the script is going to see If it is a primary or standby and secondary, then so the script is going to do this. For example, they're gonna just simply like so the script is gonna loop those servers. So the script says, oh, I'm connect the first one. Let's see, this is the primary replica. Then the script is going to read the backup preference and return says, oh, you're the primary. Based on the preference, I'm not going to back it up. Okay, I'm gonna skip you. Okay. Then the script continues, says, okay, I'm gonna do connect to the first, for example, secondary replica and check if you are the preferred or not. If you're the preferred, and also you have the priority, and you don't have to for example, so you can query this information, return the script. Then you continue this. I'm gonna go to another replica, for example, and return those information. So you return this information and find out. Let's see. Eventually, you said, okay, based on all the criteria is set up in the database by the backup preference and backup priority, and then the script can decide which one I need to back it up. Okay, so that is what if we look at the logic outside of these things, okay, the reason it's complex because we are inside the SQL Server try to understand these things, So if we take these things outside and to look at, basically just logic to decide which one it should back it up, okay? So this is going to be much simpler. I think for Oracle, it's a similar thing, but Oracle is less complex as SQL Server. They don't have much logic, but the SQL Server, because of this logic, I just want to use this to illustrate a less complex picture. So basically, if we see all these variables outside of the SQL Server, and then it's much easier to understand. All right, so today's a relatively long video. Hopefully, it will help to for beginners to have a good understanding about the always-on high availability availability group database backup.